the one of its kind at the Goa Arts and Literature Festival 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to inform you that this is the second year in succession that we are having the Northeastern Region Pavilion, a very special section in the Goa Arts and Literature Festival in Goa here. The Northeastern Pavilion of the Goa Arts and Literature Festival is a special part of the GALF, which features the 8 states of the NER. The 8 states of the NER in alphabetical order are Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. Sikkim and Tripura. These are the 8 states of the NER which will be focused at the NER Pavilion. If you see around, you'll see lovely posters which will portray the flora, fauna, the culture, the heritage, the music, the song, the literature. There's a display of books backstage here, and that will be actually throwing the spotlight of the Northeastern region. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to inaugurate the Northeastern Region Pavilion. May I now invite the dignitaries of today to kindly take their seats on the dais. The President of the International Center Goa, Shri Yatin Kakodkar. Shri Manas Ranjan Mahapatra, Director, Information and Public Relations, Director of Art and Culture, Northeastern Council Secretariat, Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region, Shillong, Meghalaya. A very prominent author, poet and translator, Shri Manas Ranjan Mahapatra. The curator of the Goa Arts and Literature Festival, our very own Shri Damodar Mauzo, a Sahitya Academy awardee, writer, and a very prominent part of the organization of the GALF 2017. We also have our chief guest for today's inaugural, Mr. Edwin Tambu. Edwin Tambu is Emeritus Professor and Professorial Fellow, National University of Singapore. He's been involved in Singapore's literary developments since 1951 as poet, critic, anthologizer, and arts administrator. His initiatives include the Creative Arts and Program, National Poetry Festival, and what has become Singapore's Writers' Festival World Gate. His 7th book of poems was published in 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now welcome to the dais our chief guest for this morning. We also have a very special person from the NER, a Naga singer from the state of Manipur, a very talented artist, poet, who puts his poetry to music. He's the man who can sing the blues in the Naga way. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome Guru Ruben Mushanga. Tradition of the NER, we will be presenting the Gamusha, the traditional shawls. To welcome traditionally to our chief guest, Shri Edwin Tambu, the honors will be done by Shri Damodar Mauzo. The Gamusha will also be presented by the chairman of ICG, Shri Kakodkar, to Guru Ruben. Ruben Mushangwa. After the traditional welcome, we now have the welcome address by Shri Manas Ranjan Mahapatra. Manas Ranjan Mahapatra has been the key coordinator of this NER Pavilion, Director, Information and Public Relations, Director of Art and Culture, Northeastern Council Secretariat, Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region. He is from Shillong, Meghalaya, India. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Shri Manas Ranjan Mahapatra.
Our guest on the dais, Mr. Guru Ruben, Jatin Bhai, Mauj Bhai, Mr. Pushkar, and some eminent persons in the audience, particularly Mr. Setu Madhavan, with whom I worked for 3 years in National Book Trust as an editor. He was our chairman, but he is a writer, and we interacted more as a writer. We have many other friends also. We have two prominent writers from Northeast, Mausumi and Utpal. Please just show your face to all so that people can see that we have some prominent writers from Northeast amongst us. And sorry that I cannot spell out all names, but I am definitely happy that many of our friends are here and many friends are also winking from the door. Maybe some of them will come. It was, of course, Mauj Bhai will tell more about how this relationship came. Normally, all relationships happen by accident. Mauj Bhai and I, we knew each other, so when I switched over from National Book Trust India to Northeastern Council, it was Arjun Halankar who, on the advice of Mauj Bhai, he wrote a mail to me that he initially, Arjun did not know that I have gone to Northeastern Council, and also they were not sure what Northeastern Council can do, but he sent a mail. And last year, with their collaboration, we explored the possibility. Of course, we got many more writers, and this time we could not, but hopefully in the coming years, we will be able to do much more. As you know, Northeast is, to other part of India, people only know it theoretically. Even I knew it theoretically 20 years before when I went to Barpeta to do a book fair. It was, then I could come in constant touch with Northeast and I could know the people. Even these days, communication we always speak. We don't get a mail for 2-3 days. Connectivity is not there. For going from 10 kilometers, sometimes it takes 2 hours. When I went to the Indo-China border near Tawang, it took me, for 27 kilometers, it took me 1.5 hours. But the great thing is, the whole region is, again, it has 80% of its borders are international borders, more than 80%. And so many 100 tribes and languages, small dialects, languages. So the Naga, Mr. Ruben is here. They made a performance at Shillong, and they have as many as 20 types of dance forms, more than 20. And several, I am wearing a Naga coat, there are more than 20 varieties of textiles in Nagaland itself. Other states also they have. So that is the beauty of Northeast. And we thought Mauj Bhai, me, Halankar, and also Jatin, all these friends together. Last year we made an experiment, and this is our second experiment. I welcome all of you to this pavilion. We'll have some film shows. I have brought some films. Some films we have got from YouTube also. And we will make some discussions. Guru Ruben has agreed that tomorrow he will do a workshop, music workshop here, where young boys and girls from here can come, and he will somehow impact the training of Naga music to them. He's a poet, he's a Naga singer. So all these things together, we'll try these 4 days to make it beautiful in whatever way we can. We seek your cooperation and suggestion also for future, and in whatever way you can share. We'll have some panel discussions. I am very happy to find Mausami and Utpal here, and we'll have. So just look at us and come here, and let us make the time beautiful. Thank you for coming. Welcome. We in Khasi, Naga, we have many words, and Guru Ruben will do that, because I am not that conversant. But we'll definitely be happy to work together these 3 days. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Sri Mahapatra ji. It was really enlightening on how you showed the collaboration between the NER, the Northeastern Council, Ministry of Donor, and the authorities and the organization of GALF. It is time now, ladies and gentlemen, to traditionally inaugurate this NER pavilion. And now we will have the lighting of the lamp, which is a symbolic way of inaugurating this light, which dispels all darkness and beckons a new beginning. We begin these sessions here by the traditional lighting of the lamp, for which I invite the chief guest along with the dignitaries to come forward to assist in the lighting of the lamp.
We have so many candles. Sir, why don't you join us? Please come. Sir. No, 2 more are left. Mausami and Mausami, come join here. You are the representative from the office. You also come here. 2 more are here for you. Yeah. Yeah. Sir, you're not getting also same for this. Sir, why don't you come here? Let us have a photograph. Come and join here. You can join here, there. It's a privilege to get please, sir, take a good group photograph.
Thank you, sir. Can you kindly take your seats on the dais? After the traditional lighting of the lamp, it's now time for a little briefing by the curator of the Goa Arts and Literature Festival, Sri Damodar Mauzo, who will talk about the collaboration of GALF with the NER.
Director of Northeastern Region Council, Manas Ranjan Mahapatra, the Chairman of International Center Goa, Yatin Kapurkar, the chief guest of this evening, this inaugural session, Professor Edwin Thambu, the music man who is going to grace this evening with his performance, Guru Robin, and the director of International Center Goa, Dr. Pushkar, and I can't miss the former chairman of National Book Trust, who is sitting amidst us. Then we have several others. We have, of course, Setu Madhavan. Then we have former chairman of Goa Konkani Academy, N. Shivdas. Then we have amidst us the artist whose painting was especially designed for this festival. Artwork was inaugurated or unveiled yesterday. And then we have Ganesh Devi, whom I revere, and also Moshimi and Utpal, who represent Northeastern region, and my writer friends. Well, this is a location that needs a celebration. As Mr. Mohapatra said, we know, of course, each other for such a long time. Right from the times when he was working for the National Book Trust, when I was the executive committee member of Sahitya Academy. And it so happened that I think it was 3 years back when I was attending the Festival of Letters in Delhi, that I met Mr. Mohapatra again when he was no more with National Book Trust. But then he told me that he is now with the Northeastern region, and then it struck me that since not much of help he was coming from National Book Trust, of course they were ready to give help, but unfortunately it was not happening for some other reason. They even wanted to have an office in Goa, National Book Trust, but unfortunately the government then was not very enthusiastic about it. It so happened that I came to know that he has shifted over to the council, and he also assured me that he can be of some help. So with the help of our program officer then, Arjun, we contacted him, and he immediately came out with the help which we needed very much. In a way, Goa and Northeast has so much in common. One is the hospitality, the other is the beauty of nature. Of course, both have different kind, but then still it's beauty, nature's beauty. I was recently, few months back, I was in Shillong visiting Meghalaya, and I decided to go about for a week. And I thought, while going from here, I thought I will cover all Northeast in a week. But then I could not even cover just Meghalaya in a week. So it's so vast and so beautiful. I went to Cherrapunji, went to valleys, Jaitanya Valley, then I went to the border of Bangladesh. My point is, wherever I went, I found two things: people who were hospitable and the nature's beauty. So in abundance. So there is something to celebrate, to build up the relationship between Northeast and Goa. In fact, Northeastern, I don't know, Northeastern region is not getting due attention or due cognizance not only in the literary fields, but in every field, I would say. I always say, which you mentioned about 8 states, but we call Northeastern region as 7 sisters. 7 sisters have always got a sisterly treatment. It's unfortunate, but we at the Gulf are here to wipe out that blot. And I think in the days to come, and in the years to come, the relationship between the Northeastern Council and Goa Art and Literary Festival will grow. I am happy to be here talking to you, which was not in my schedule, because I make it a point as a curator, I do not go on any panel or on stage, but then except for the inaugural session. but I could not say no to Mohapatra. I'm thankful to him. I'm sure we have definitely failed this year in inviting the number of writers from Northeast. Not that we have failed totally. We invited them. Some of them, Temsura Ao was supposed to come. Later on, she could not make it. Desmond, who wanted to come, but some other commitments. And then Kula Saikia, the DGP of Assam, who is also a fiction writer, was to come. But even yesterday he told me that he's trying his best to come. Unfortunately, his commitment to law and order of the state kept him back. Anyway, we are happy with whatever contingent that we have from the Northeast, and wish you all a happy festival. And I'm happy that Northeastern region pavilion stands open here, and please do visit and pass on the message to your friends. Let's view some films and know about the Northeastern region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Damodar Mausal, for enlightening us about this whole experience of Northeast region and its collaboration with the Goa Arts and Literature Festival. We assure you, sir, that they are no longer going to be the step states, but it's definitely, this experience is going to be a step ahead to foster relations between the NER and other states of India as well as the world. This festival is going to be a bridge for the NER to come across and experience and share experiences, and we, along with them, will grow together to experience new literary experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to listen to the music man from the NER. And right, it is Guru Ruben Mashangwa. Guru Ruben Mashangwa is a very talented artist from he hails from Manipur, but he sings in Naga. He was bestowed the title of Guru long ago, a decade ago, I think in around 2004, but he never used it. But gradually, people started acknowledging his skills, real skills, as he started performing not just within the NER, but around in the country as well as abroad. He has several awards to his credit. And these are national awards. I'd like to mention two of those national awards. National Tribal Award 2011 given by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India, and the Northeast Excellency Award 2009, Ministry of Donair, ICC, that's the Indian Chamber of Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, Guru Ruben Mashangwa for you. Put your hands together and welcome him, the music man, the man of the blues from the NER.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much to bring me here for this beautiful place and beautiful programs. Thank you, all my elders, my fathers, my sisters, and my friends. Thank you so much. Okay, before I blow my flute, let me tell something about the flutes. This flute is, we call Yangui. I learned from one guy. Long time I'm doing research and I never meet, but I heard about this flute. So one day I met one old guy. At that time I was 40 years. I was 40 years, and then he was 85 years. Then one guy introduced me. This guy, when you go and ask this guy, he's a very good singer. He knows. So I go and ask him, and I just throw in the paper this kind of flute. I heard we have, but I never see in my life. So he told me, hey, boys, I know how to play, I can make, I can grab. So from that onward, I learned from him. So I take many years to play this, getting this sound. So this is 4/4, and the sound is pentatonic scale. And later on, when I'm doing some research work, you know, these days, these modern days and olden days is morning and evening. The differentials different. Because in the olden times, bamboo is everything. Bamboo give food, bamboo give house, also everything. So today, replace the different makers. In olden time, our house is very sharp, sloping, but these days, flat. So this is a different things. But the music is cannot change. I think music should keep generation to generation like this. So, okay, I'll blow this flute. And this flute is 3 feet long, very special bamboo. And this bamboo is available in Myanmar border, Manipur and Myanmar border. And this is one piece, one note, 3 feet long is very special. And this is, you can see in Peninsula, nothing inside. See, hollow, but the sound is amazing. See, I need the player also. See, I can't express. So, okay, I'll play, and you can hear 3 sound simultaneously.
You like it, sweet?
Thank you, Guru Ruben Mushamba. I think you will continue with the poetry.
Okay. Yeah, and this is my privilege to say how I start speaking English in my life. This is really, I also feel good because many years when I was young time, I'm not going to school, I'm a carpenter's son. My father is carpenter, I follow my father. So after that I start craft. I don't like to do is hardship to carpenters. So I create my own. So small things and I'm selling. I think get money. It's a maybe. And most of them I just give it presentation, I didn't get money. So lastly, I have changed my mind to play music. And I really want to sing a song, English, but I cannot sing. Because when I was young, I'm not learn English. I learned school Hindi and Manipuri, Bengali, alphabet in Manipur. Now Manipur is different. The original alphabet is started not so long now, and Bengali alphabet is slowly. Yeah. So this is happening. So English, I like to speak English. I don't. And then this is 1992. I want to sing English, and I cannot sing. So this poetry is from Bob Dylan, and I asked the meaning. What is the meaning? And then people told me this is good. This is very nice meaning. So I try to put our folk flavor. We have folk songs, many songs, and I sing many folk songs. But sorry, our folk songs put to the English lyrics so that people may understand. See, you know my folk. Oh na 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 no na 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 no na 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 na. So this is that feelings. I want to put some English lyrics. So this is 1992. One very big students' conference was happening, and I request, please give me a chance. I want to present one song. And what song? Folk song. They never give. Come on, man. At least you have to give a chance to present the song, because they think Ruben is from elite and he sings folk song, and this is every student should get put there, and people sing English. Are they? So come on, man. So last day they give me a chance to present, to sing English song. So I composed this song, and my wife laughing at me. Come on, man, your songs English and you put folk. I'm trying. That time my pronunciation was not good. So one of my young boys is a very good speaking English. His father is Didichi in Delhi, Kingdom, son, and I call him brother come. So if I sing this, how to pronunciation accent, and he teach me. Okay, then last day I got it. So this is the first song to compose English. That is from Bob Dylan. So let me sing. Don't mind for anything. So I think this is maybe D chord. Trust yourself to do the things that only you know best. Trust yourself to do what's right, that not be second case down. Trust me to show you beauty when beauty may only turn to rust. Turn to rust. Trust yourself to know the way that will prove true in the end. Trust yourself to find a path where there is no if and when. Down. Trust me to show you the truth when the truth may only be ashes and dust. So these feelings. So from that onward, I like to sing a song. So I like to sing English. So slowly I learned English, and I follow up the Bob Dylan. I'm a great fan of Bob Dylan, so I learned. And when I met Blue Mazal, that time I'm not old, that time I'm maybe 38. 35 like that. That time I play my own guitar because I cannot play guitar. I'm a flute. I play 4 fingers. My picture is here. So I wonder when I'm in dancers.
With your son?
Yeah, meet my son. So I play 4. I didn't play guitar and all. Live in village. And Bob Dylan invited me to come to show. And that time I don't English. And sometimes I little bit understand Bob Dylan's the mother speaking. And okay, I say okay, yes, only. Then but I sing a song and I play guitar. And you say, the way you play guitar is blind method. But this is amazing. I cannot play the way because I'm not follow the rules of guitar. A chord, B chord, I don't know the way I play guitar. But I just play. So tonight you see the way I'm playing on the stage. When you look at me, no chord. You can't see what chord I'm playing, but only sound come out in guitar part. So from here, Elvis Costello is a great guitarist. When I came here, I called Elvis would play some song in the hotel, and then he just follow me. I just play like this, like that, but he follow in the only sound. It's just like the 4. Oh na oh na 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 na. So what chord? I don't know. But just follow the tunes. So this kind of things I start to create a new guitar sound, and also today I'm just traveling like this, playing my flute and guitar. These days I didn't play now. It's for my 4 fingers. It's very sensitive, and for me it's very difficult. Sound is not in the proper constant. If the temperature is high, suddenly go far. If the temperature wet, suddenly go down because the cover is skin, cow skin, or any letter. So thank you so much. I hope. Thank you.
I think he deserves a louder round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was the music maestro from the NER, Guru Ruben Mashangwa. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us about the entire folk tradition through music of the NER. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be enlightened and delighted to know that this evening he will be performing here on the lawns, and you are all invited to partake in the celebration of this particular folk form. This is something very interesting that he presented here. He has been reviving the folk traditions of music. He has been learning the traditional instruments of the tribes of NER, which were considered as savage during the colonized regime. When the Britishers were here, they were considered as savage, and they were completely thrown off the mainstream. And he has revived those traditions, and he has brought them into the mainstream, and we are able to see all these traditions thanks to his efforts.
Sorry, they are the mainstream and we are the savages.
I think the tide has reversed now, because it was earlier considered, and kudos to him that we are able to expose ourselves to this long lost traditional instruments. Thank you, Sir Guru Ruben Mashangwa, when you're looking forward to your evening show. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to listen to the International Center Goa President, Sri Yatin Kakodkar.
Not take much of your time, but last year was the first time the Northeast Council became partners for a festival, and we were very happy, excited, because before that we were getting some authors, writers from the Northeast. Previously, the state of Assam was one of our focus areas. We also got writers, authors from Meghalaya. It has been our focus that we should include the Northeast states in our festival, so that other delegates from the other parts of the country can get to know them better, and vice versa. So the collaboration with the Northeast Council is very important for us. We are very thankful and grateful to them that they have come on board the second year. We want to continue. We will find ways and means to make it better, make it more substantive. But it's a long journey. The concept is great, the idea is great. Now it's a question about delivering it, executing it, and ICG is committed to carrying this concept further, making it stronger, and we seek the cooperation of the Northeast Council again and all other stakeholders so that our festival includes as many constituents of our country as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Yatin Kakorkarji. We now have the speech by the chief guest, Mr. Thambu.
Some very quick suggestions. First, the distinguished members of the stage, distinguished members of the audience. I've got a number of suggestions. The first one takes off from where you start. You should have focus regions rather than stage picking, because you have then one region here. It's not for me to decide or suggest how many regions a big country like India should fall into. And for every gathering, you focus on one region. And let them know in advance, and then they can prepare. Devote half a day, the second half of the day, because then you can follow the performance, to literary readings, seminars, symposiums, whatever, and then you have the performance. But they have to prepare before they come, and that's my second suggestion. The second part of my suggestion. They prepare a CD of their music. They prepare an anthology, a translation of their literature. You must have something permanent, not going to talk. And you're going to get the specialists to come. And they ought to be possible to come 2 or 3 days in advance so they can practice. And you must include young people to come. And you move slowly all over India gradually. But what is really important is that if you look at India, if you look at Asia as a whole, the connections and the traffic has always been east to west to east. Not very much north to south. And India is a very strategic area because it is between 2 major oceans, the Pacific and the Atlantic. And it's also important because it's between East Asia, South Asia and West Asia. So even in terms of the geopolitics, India is very important. But what's really remarkable is you look at the people when we go from Manipur to the eastern states right to the west. You think of the art forms you have. You mentioned 20 forms of dance. But let me add something else. Look at the combination of colors. Look at the number of different kinds of musical instruments. So this is really important. Now I suggested you all should come earlier. Maybe when you do that, you can have moving around the schools in the area. Because the younger generation are important. They are our future leaders. And let them learn about each other. And there's no reason why you can't bring some school children from the region and bring them here. But coming back to the point about the features of the people, you start from East Asia and you see how the faces change, the dresses change, the civilization changes to the west. And really, India is the bridge between East and West. And that's something you've got to exploit. But I have one suggestion, because I'm a friend, and I speak very frankly, we had better improve your administration. Really. And by that I mean you put power into the hands of people who have to do. I come from Singapore, and that's what we do, that's what we move fast. Of course we are small, so it's easier to be efficient. Yesterday at the opening ceremony, I'm a friend, so I'm speaking very frankly here. Right. Yesterday when we were having the opening ceremony, we were let down by the technology. It was terrible really. And technology should never be in a bad state. Because it interrupted, the only advantage it had is it woke up some of the people who were sleeping. So please, you've got lovely things to do, make sure you can deliver. And thank you very much for the honor and the privilege of being able to be part of the ceremony today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Edwin Temple, for those very candid remarks as well as those very pertinent suggestions for the organizers. We will definitely look into it and improve ourselves for the forthcoming GALF. Thank you, sir. It's time now to draw the curtains to this inaugural function. And ladies and gentlemen, I now invite the Director of the International Centre Goa, Dr. Pushkar, to kindly present his concluding remarks as well as deliver the vote of thanks.
I think it's okay if I sit. I was not here when the last Goa Arts and Literature Festival was held, so there's no way for me to compare what was before. I think coming for dinner once does not count. So for me, this is the first experience with the Northeastern Council, and our communication was haphazard. I think other than the administration part of it, I think preparation is very, very important too. And I have no hesitation in saying that in terms of preparation, we could have done much better. Having said that, and this is a point that Mr. Mauzo and also Mr. Mahapatra raised, is I see this as the beginning of what I hope will be a very, very long relationship where we are going to give more and more attention to the Northeast. And geographically too, it makes sense. We are on the west coast of India, and what better place than Goa to connect to the east. So west is where the east will come, and hopefully, who knows, at some point the west will also start going to the east. So that could be the second part of the interaction that takes place within India between the west and the east. Why should the northeast come to the west? Why should the west not go to the northeast? Right? With these quick remarks, I thank everyone for coming. I thank everybody here on the stage for making time. And that's it. I very much look forward to, along with many of you, to the next 3 days of this Northeast Pavilion. Thank you all.